Namaskar, I'm Ashok Vyas, and I see so full of joy, and that joy is reflected by what we are learning from Dr. Atul Chokshi ji in this series, guided by Gita, and this is going to be our sixth session in the series. So, before we talk about the theme that we'll be taking, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome Dr. Atul Chokshi ji. Namaste, Dr. Sahab. Welcome.
Namaste, namaste.
And some of our viewers, or many of our viewers, are aware that you have served as cardiologist and you're talking from your heart. Uh, and we feel that the special privilege of being a human being is realized only through the knowledge, and that awareness comes to us from Bhagavad Gita. We talked about Rajasic, Tamasic, Sattvic karma. Now, how this awareness of learning about what is Sattvic is helpful will depend on the clarity of the purpose of life. No, there are situations when we think, "Oh, maybe this is the right way, maybe that is the right way, maybe what Atul Chokshi ji said from Bhagavad Gita about having God realization as the purpose of life is the right." But sometimes we feel that maybe that is not for me, and I'll come to you. The way mind functions, sometimes we think that probably it is impractical even to consider that I'll be able to realize God. So let me make most of whatever I can do in terms of making money and indulging in sensual pleasures, etc. That is the typical way in which we function. So now my question to you: there are references in Bhagavad Gita about Nishchayatmika Buddhi. So, what is that and how to have that Nishchayatmika Buddhi developed?
अच्छा, निश्चयात्मिका बुद्धि, Lord Krishna wanted to help Arjuna, who was in extreme distress, and he had made up his mind. And in the first chapter, he made all the arguments for not doing the war. He just wanted to run away, and he says, God, I cannot do what you are telling me. And he made very sound arguments. And then the God explains to him what his duties are. And that's where the real knowledge is imparted to Arjuna. So Arjuna's mind was confused, and he was also under the pressure, and he was deluded because of because of the situation that he had to fight with his own relatives, and it was very difficult. So God explains to him through Sankhya Yoga, mystery. First, he imparts the knowledge that you are not this body, you are an Atman. Atman is everlasting. It is it's not it cannot be killed, and you are not this body. So that whole thing goes as God advises. Then then he takes him to this karma yoga. No? So that's where Nishchayatmika Buddhi comes. So God says, Neha Bhikram Naso Vasti Pratyavayo na Vidyate Swalpam Apasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Vayat. That's how he starts this karma yoga or knowledge pertaining to Arjuna's duties in this life. So he tells that Arjuna, on this path that I'm describing, there is nothing to lose. There is no loss of your effort, and even if you learn little bit, it will save you a lot of miseries and will guide you right way. So just to do your work, what is assigned and where you are placed, and to realize God or realize the Atman and realize the right direction for your work, you need a one definite kind of intellect. Nischayatmika buddhi means Nischayatmika buddhi means it is one pointed intellect which is guided towards realizing the self. When our intellect is at the moment dispersed in the world, we don't have one point. First, I wanted a diploma, and then I wanted an office, then I wanted a house, then I wanted the clothing, and whatever. Means it is scattered, so it cannot be called nischayatmik. It is fragmented and diluted, so it cannot produce a desirable result. Or if you go after it with one pointed dedication, then you miss out on your higher goal in life. So to realize what we are talking about, our soul and other thing, and why you want to do it, because you want to be happy. We are all selfish. We want to be happy, always happy, and eternally happy, and that only comes through this. And we have our own judgment that yeah, outside we can't be happy all the time. There are thousand things going against us. As my youth is gone, as I don't have a good health now, then the disease is come, then life is short. So all these things are working against me every day. So when you work on yourself, that you need a nischayatmaka buddhi. So nischayatmaka buddhi ek hi kuru nandana bahu sakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avyasainam. The one who is pursuing the outside world, his buddhi is scattered. Bahu sakhi anantaschasmi buddhi avyavasainam. The one who has not made the resolve to realize self, means he has made another resolve that I want five buildings, apartment buildings to acquire. I want to be a tycoon in the real estate type. He has taken his goal. He is putting all his efforts. Let him do it. But his goal is not worthy, and what is worthy you have to decide. We all decide and then go after it.
No, no, but earlier, while we were discussing about Samatvam, so that goal is also worthy to acquire material possessions. Uh, I mean, that is not wrong to consider that you want to become maybe whatever tycoon, or so that aspiration to achieve the material possessions, that is not declared as wrong.
No, nothing wrong with it. But if that is the only goal, then you will regret, because
Correct.
because that is not the ultimate goal. You have common sense and intellect that yeah, no, because it's something else you will want. I want very very nice children. I want very well behaved, educated, and accomplished children. No, your needs will keep changing. No, that's what it is. That we pursue a goal, but the goal keeps shifting. It goes around the block and makes you keep running. No? So
So
while
running, talking about running, and you mentioned about children, so I'm reminded of the word moha,
yeah,
and I'm just remembering one shloka where, after certain deliberations, Arjuna says, "Nashto moha smritir labdhva."
yeah.
So explain this. How, of course, there was a,
But it took him 700 slokas.
yeah,
No?
that is yeah, that's
So this comes towards the end,
right.
and he was convinced. God gave him different ways to realize the truth. We are realizing the truth. We have made errors. We are correcting the errors. But it is an old house, an
Okay,
old
so
kind.
yeah, Atulji, sorry to interrupt. So let us learn about moha. What is moha as per Bhagavad Gita? And allow me to think loudly with you the way you feel about your relatives, relations. If you are a wife, the way you think about your husband or your daughter, son, your husband, the way you think about your wife, etc. And there is certain bonding which helps us in celebrating life. But this, which is a source of joy and which keeps us happy, is also is also a source of misery. It would depend on how you take this bond. So that is where I think the moha, clarity about what is moha, helps in having a sense of anasakti.
Yeah, so moha means delusion. Delusion means, there's a false belief in something and you get got attached. So delusion is a false belief. So that is this thing, these apartment houses I make here or acquire, they are forever. So that is, and getting attached to it and do everything for that is called moha. Means moha means to desire to acquire it and have possession. If you don't have that feeling of acquiring it and making it your own, then you are fine. Then you are not attached. If you are not attached, you cannot be a victim of delusion or moha. So with the proper knowledge, Arjuna tells Lord Krishna at the end, Nasto moha, all my delusions are gone. Nasto moha smrtir labdva. I regained my memory. It is not that we have to search for Atman, it was there already. So, but now I know. So, smritir labdva, my memory came back. Nasto moha smritir labdva. Tvat prasadat maya achyutat. With your grace, God. Tvat prasadat maya achyutat. Sthito asmi gat sandeha karishye vachanam tava. Sthito asmi means I am now ready. Sthito asmi gata sandeha means my all doubts are vanished. Gat sandeha. Karishye vachanam tava. Whatever you say, God, I will do it. Means I will perform my duties where I am. So this is extremely important. So nasto moha smriti means we have forgotten our soul. So that is forgetfulness. That soul has become a slave of my mind, intellect, and body, and so it is dormant. Now I remove my mind, intellect, and senses effect on my soul, so all that clouds are gone. So this soul, which was already there, lights up. So nasto moha smrutir labdha. He says, I regain my memory that I am pure soul. So now I have no confusion. So that is what God wants us to do it.
So
And
no confusion is a very good state. Then you are clear where you are going. You are happy the way you are going, and in that context, when we take the shelter of Bhagavad Gita, it definitely empowers us.
yes,
But the shloka that you mentioned about Atulji, where Karishye Vachanam Tava comes, there is another reference where he says, Shishyasteham Shadimam Tvam Prapannam.
yes,
So, so now, so allow me to ask you. So, he is a friend of Lord Krishna, but at one stage during the dialogue, he he realizes who Lord Krishna is, and when he is receiving the knowledge as a shishya, then there is more secrets are revealed, and it
yes.
starts making sense for him. So my question to you is, we are growing with lot of ego in us that I know this, I can do this, I can do this. So where that shishya bhav, uh, that is important in getting the guidance from Bhagavad Gita, and how that can come about.
Yes. I mean, if you want to learn something, you have to become a disciple. I want to learn cardiology, I became a disciple. I became an humble disciple. So my professor and other people who were in front of me or ahead of me, I was very respectful and learning from them. So you have to become sincere to acquire any knowledge, whether it is a secular knowledge or a spiritual knowledge. Especially in spiritual knowledge, you need a guidance. If I want to climb Himalayas, I have to take guidance from Sherpas who have done it 1,000 times, and I have to trust them 100%. So God did not give him knowledge. He did not start till Arjuna says that I am broken. As a karpanya dosho, that is a comes in the second sloka. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava pruchhami tvam dharma sammuda cheta. means karpanya dosho. No, it's God, I'm weak. I'm melting away. Karpanya the pahata swabhav. My own nature, my intellect is not helping. Well, pruchhami tvam dharma sammudachet. I'm asking you to guide me properly. Sisyaste ham sadhi mam tvam propannam. I am your shishya. I become your disciple. Sishyasteham sadhi mam tvam prapannam means I prostrate before you. I am helpless on my own. So I want your guidance, and then God starts. So this is second chapter starts, and after this sloka, God gives him the knowledge. असोच्यान अनुशोचत्वम प्रज्ञावादंच भाससे गतासु न गतासु च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिता न त्वेवा हम जातु नासम न त्वं ने मे जनाधिपा न चैव भविष्यामः सर्वे वै मतपरम. Then he imparts the knowledge that Arjuna, these warriors, these kings, these your relatives, you see, it was never a time when you were not there, I wasn't there, or they were not there. They were there. They are there now. They will disappear and they will again come in this platform. So, natvivaham jatum nasam natvam. That is the sloka. So don't regret. There is a regret about whatever is happening. No? So we are all transient. This is not the last birth. This is not the first birth. You will keep going on and on and on and on. So that is how he imparts the knowledge. But he waited till Arjuna said that I am your student, and then he gave him everything,
He gave him
including his Vishwarupa. He showed that, look, I'm not your ordinary friend who is just driving your chariot. I am the creator of the whole universe. That is a Vishwarupa.
So I'll seek your help in learning about ourselves in the light of Bhagavad Gita. Many of us are caught up, of course, in multiple errors, as you mentioned, one starting with the identification with the body, but um, that is there. And what I want is the practical suggestions that are given in Bhagavad Gita with respect to refining our behavior pattern. And one thing which we notice in today's world, we are becoming more and more impatient. Uh, that impatience is seen in the form of road rage sometimes, and sometimes you feel a lot of anger towards people you are working with or your family members because uh, you want them to behave in a certain way, and when they don't follow the rhythm that you project that should come from them, you feel angry, etc. And there is one shloka, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, etc. Keeping that also in mind, talk to me about the difficulty which would be coming because of anger and how Bhagavad Gita is guiding us in controlling anger.
Yes. Like we mentioned before, that we are all built of different kind of gunas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. When the rajas is predominant, it will make you run around in the world. So rajas is good, but rajas has to be guided by sattva. So only rajas will make you run around the worldly thing and be very disturbed. So the one who has the rajas as a predominance in him or her, they are very creative, they are very accomplished, but they are very labile. So God says, rajasastu phalam dukkham. So only rajas will bring you misery. So karmana sukrutasya aho satvikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham agnanam tamasa phalam. So we have to be very conscious that I want to develop more of sattva than rajas in me, because rajas is good. I acquire everything. I get number one in the college. I make a lot of money, worldly thing. But that is product of rajas. When rajas is guided by sattva, then it will take you in the right direction, and you will not be a victim to the side effect or adverse effects of rajas. Otherwise, rajas makes you very labile. It's a very accomplished, but if the things don't go according to you, you become very angry, very unstable, very arrogant. These are the disadvantages of only being rajas. Only rajas means you are successful, you are arrogant, you have a doership, you have a enjoyership, you have a selfish nature, and you are doing everything. I am something. That is rajas. So God wants us to rajas plus sattva. So sattva guided rajas is the best combination. So sattva makes you very modest, very nice, still very accomplished. You are not throwing your accomplishments outside, but the arrogance, anger, lability, all those things will decrease and go away. So you from rajas you want to ascend to sattva, and later on you want to get rid of sattva, and that is called gunatit. There are three gunas: sattva, rajas, tama. You want to become gunatit, means one who has crossed all these three gunas. When you cross all three gunas, you are with God. So these gunas are made up of prakriti. So prakriti is holding you in the world, and in the prakriti is maya. When you cross these three gunas, you are in the divine field. So you are happy for no reason. Then you may do the work, but you are not required to do the work. So
So, happy for no reason is a good line with which we will conclude this session. And before saying goodbye from the sixth session of Guided by Gita, Atulji, which is your favorite shloka from Bhagavad Gita? If I ask you that question.
all are my favorite slokas, but they all are contributing so much. The charm sloka, or the best sloka, is considered 1866, which is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papi Vyo Mokshasmi Masu. That is the God's declaration and desire for us to go back to Him. Sarva Dharman Parityaja means give up all these things, no? Ma me come, only to my, ma me come Sharanam Raja. Aham, Tvam, Sarva Papebhyo. I will delete all your papas of all the births, Papebhyo. Mokshas, me, I will liberate you totally. Ma Sucha, don't worry. So that
Don't
is,
worry, is be happy. That is it.
yes, means
Yeah.
no reason to worry. We were worrying for nothing, no?
Thank you very much, Dr. Atul Chokshi ji. Pranams to you, and thanks to all of you with lots and lots of good wishes.